Everyone, it's been a really long time. I apologize for being missing for last couple of years, but a lot of stuff has happened in the last couple of years for me personally. So I've just been too busy getting my life back on track to be able to make any content or videos really. So yeah, maybe later on I'll give you guys a bit of a tour or a bit of a little track of what I have been up to over the last few years. But essentially, in a nutshell, is I did promise to make a review of or a long time review of the high angles, especially from follow up on my stealth paint tutorial. I know these shoes are kind of a little bit out of date already and the new ones are out, but it applies to all shoes. So yeah, let's get started. Um, Again, so I've had these shoes for a while. Last couple years, I haven't really been climbing much, so I haven't been wearing these at all. I've been kind of wearing other shoes, just softer, more comfortable shoes, and lower performance because I just couldn't climb with these. So as you can see here, I've had these shoes for a really long time, right? Here, if you can see it, 2016 right here. That's when I got these shoes and the first time I climbed with them. So here, I always like to date my shoes sometimes. So these ones say at December 12th, 2016. And yeah, so haven't worn them for a very long time. I just started climbing back up about regularly in about November. So I've been putting a lot more wear on them, and I decided that it really should be time I should do these reviews before these are actually get junked. All right. So the high angles. First review on the high angles initially, as they come out of the box, they're stiff, right? To me, at least, they feel really stiff. And then they soften up and they become really nice as long as you put the mileage on top of them. Um, these shoes come in the high volume shoes in this old setup, old style, old colorway, I guess. Colorway. It's the blue ones are the high volume ones, and then I also have a pair of pink ones, which are the low volume ones. Um, Before they advertise them as the men and the females ones, but realistically it just is higher volume, lower volume shoes. The new ones, they are just all white, and the only difference is that the color of the tag, I believe. The high volume one has a neon colored tag, like a yellow one, and the low volume has a orange one, I believe. But I have a couple of pairs that are here, but I haven't really worn them. Haven't even taken them out the box yet. So we can do an unboxing and try it out and see how those go. Maybe if I climb around on them, maybe I'll put rubber on them. But it looks like the 510 has addressed this issue, right? The rubber issue. So seems like I don't really need it. I might. So okay, as we keep going, back to shoes. Okay, so as we know that these shoes come with the C4, ever reliable stealth C4 rubber, um, and mine are kind of blowing through a tiny little bit. So yeah, I'm just gonna double this video up, and we can do a comparison between these two shoes. Just I'm pretty sure the new shoes will have similar characteristics. So yeah, let's get to it. Okay, so here we have both pairs of shoes. We have on the right side here, we have the blue pair, which are the high volume pair, and the pink pair, which are the low volume pair. Pretty much as advertised, that's exactly what they are, right? High volume just means that they just have more volume on the inside. This, it's just bigger in all dimensions except the length. So right now, both of these are exactly the same length. They are both 39 and a half. Yeah, so let's get on with it. So we will only be needing essentially one of each shoe. So let's get rid of two of them and chuck them away. And let's take a closer look at two shoes. Right, so closer look, bit of light. Okay, so a little closer look at both shoes. So again, gonna go over them. We have Stealth C4, reliable at all. And so
both shoes here. You may not be able to see it, but I can. So what we have here is essentially the width, right? This pair here is the pink pair, this here is the blue pair, and essentially the difference is about here. Right, the toe box, to me, they feel very, very similar, but where the difference comes in is the width of essentially where the joint, where the ball of the foot is. um, the blue pair here is just a little wider, and the pink pair is just a little bit more narrow. Then the differences don't really change too much. The shoe, again, it's just a little bit smaller, so when you flip them around and you have to really crank them down, the blue pair will have a tendency to bag out a little bit here if you have a very narrow foot. So the pink pair won't have that problem over here, and all along the arch is exactly the same thing, right? So as we come up, the next big difference will be in the heel and the ankle area. So the blue pair are just, again, a little bit wider on the heel. So if you don't have a big aggressive heel, then these will have a tendency to bag out a little bit, and when you do need to get those really tight heel hooks in, the shoe you might feel the heel slipping or folding just ever so slightly. And also the length of the heel, right? So the heel is much deeper, right? So again, if you don't have a very aggressive heel or big round heel, then the back here might run up your Achilles a little bit and might cause it to be a little bit uncomfortable or quite uncomfortable. So in that case, you would probably not want to have a blue pair, right? So we go back across to the pink ones, same thing, right? They are just a little bit more narrow across here, right? And they're not quite as tall, so they wouldn't run up your Achilles too much, and they'll give you just a much more snug fit if you don't have a large or you don't have a big round aggressive heel.
Okay, so now that we're back on here, let's go over a little bit here of the actual stealth paint, right? So as I mentioned in my previous videos, that when you put the paint on top, you'll have a tendency to make the shoe just a little bit stiffer when you want to toe hook. So you'll find it a little bit harder to have to bend the foot backwards like so, just because there's extra material there, right? The extra material just will make your shoe ever so slightly stiffer. So that's why for this pair, I had it all the way down here, but that's exactly what I noticed. So that's why coming across on this pink pair, what I did was I only put it here where I really, really needed it, and I didn't put it all the way up top here. So I could actually get a really, really, really high toe hook in, so there wouldn't be anything impinging when I really needed to pull backwards like so. All right, and that pretty much wraps up the review of those two shoes. Hopefully that was useful to you guys. I know it's been a long time coming. Uh, yeah, so I've started back climbing for the last couple few months, I guess, since November. I post this video is being recorded essentially mid mid January. Getting a little stronger, getting back into training. I'm putting a little bit more of my priority onto my own climbing and my own training. So hopefully I can get some progress. Yeah, if there's any content that you guys would like, please tell me or shoot me a message, put it in the comments, like, subscribe, start all that jazz. Um, but yeah, I'll be trying to put up a more variety of content, like some moonboarding that I've been doing, kilter boarding that I've been doing, uh, maybe put up some of the climbs that I've been doing at the local gyms. Setting a time to do that, it's kind of hard because I don't get the gym all to myself. It'd be nice if I did, but I don't. So yeah, hopefully I'll be able to put out a little bit more content. Hopefully, you guys will like it. And yeah, see you guys next time. See ya.